welcome back. In this video, I want to talk about yet another tool that we can use for payload creation, and that tool is called the Fat Rat. I know, right? What a name. Anyway, this is a tool that we have available on GitHub, so let's go real quick and download it from the GitHub repository. If I type in the search bar Fat Rat GitHub, it should lead me to this first link where I want to click on, and once it opens this page, we want to copy the link to this tool and git clone it inside of our desktop directory. Now you will notice right here that I already have the tool downloaded, so I will not be cloning it right now. The good thing for this tool is that on the GitHub page, if I scroll down here, we have the commands for the exact installation of this tool. So first we git clone the tool itself, then we change directory to the tool folder, and we run this command right here. Since I already did all of this, you do this first and then we can go and start the tool. Okay, did you do it? Let's go and start the Fat Rat tool. Now keep in mind, once starting this tool, you must enter the root terminal, and we do that as usual with sudo su command. Once I go there, I will navigate to the desktop and to the Fat Rat directory. If I type ls, we should see this file called Fat Rat, and that is the tool itself. So in order to run it, we can just type its name inside of the terminal. Press enter, and this will start the tool for us. You will notice that the tool is rather similar to all of the previous tools that we used for payload creation, so there is nothing really new here. We're just experimenting with different tools to see what type of payload is best for us. It will go right here through some of the dependencies, and if it doesn't have some of the files that it needs installed, it will automatically install it for you. For me, it already has all of this installed, so it will just prompt me with this warning that says, don't upload the backdoors created with the Fat Rat to the VirusTotal.com. So we're not going to do that. If the tool tells us to, we're not going to go and upload them to VirusTotal. Anyway, let's see how we can create them, so I will press enter to continue. Here it started the service PostgreSQL, and I will press continue once again. And here it is. This is the main menu. So we got quite a few options right here. We can create backdoor with MSF Venom. We can create fully undetectable backdoor with FUDWIN. We can create with other programs as well. So this is just a matter of choice. You can also, if you notice right here, create a backdoor of the APK file, which would be for mobile phones. Okay, great. Let us go with any one of these. Let's go, for example, with number 6, which is create fully undetectable backdoor with PWN wins. It says in the brackets excellent, but keep in mind that even though right here it says fully undetectable, it most likely won't be fully undetectable because this tool right here isn't that new. Nonetheless, let us go with number 6 as an option, and you can go with a different option if you prefer. I will just go with this one for the purposes of this tutorial, and here we have also a few different options. We can create backdoor with C, PowerShell, and embed PDF. We can create backdoor with C, Meterpreter reverse TCP. We can create exe file with C# and the PowerShell. It says it is fully undetectable 100%. So let's go with that one this time. I will select number 2. It will tell me right here my IPv4 local address, my IPv6 address, and my public IP address right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the localhost IP to be 192.168.1.12, and I will select the local port to be 5555. Press enter. Please enter the base name for output files. We can call this rat backdoor, just so we know from which program it is. Here it asks us to select which type of payload we want to create, and we are going to go with the good old Windows Meterpreter reverse TCP. So I will select number 3 right here, press enter, and this should create the backdoor for me. After a few seconds, we should have this output that says backdoor saved to this path right here, and up here we can see the code of our payload. It is inside of C#, and we can see it calls the system function, which execute a PowerShell command. Okay, great. So let's remember this location right here. Matter of fact, let's copy it. And now we can press enter. Now, you will notice that this tool doesn't set the listener automatically for us. So what we're going to do is you can either set up a listener based on the information that you specified for the payload inside the second terminal using MSF console, or we can go back to the menu using the number 9. And once it comes back to this menu, we can go and jump to MSF console straight from the fat rat with the number 10. Okay, great. While the MSF console is opening, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open another terminal where I'm going to enter the root terminal first and then navigate to the path that we copied. Okay, great. Type ls here and we should have ratbackdoor.exe. Let's copy it to our desktop. So home, Mr. Hacker, and then desktop. And from the desktop, if I go and lower all of these windows, we should be able to copy it straight to our Windows 10 machine. Okay, great. So it is on our target machine. Let's set the settings inside of the MSF console. Use exploit multi-handler. Set payload to be, remember, Windows Meterpreter reverse TCP. And we need to set the L host and the L port accordingly to what we set inside of our payload. So for me, it is 192.168.1.12 and the L port is 5555. Press run. And if we go and run our backdoor, it will execute, go back to our MSF console, and here is the Meterpreter shell. Once again, we can execute the commands that we want. If I type, for example, ps command, this will list all of the processes running on that target machine. So if I scroll all the way up, we should be able to find the ratbackdoor.exe file that we executed on the target machine. It should be somewhere here. And here it is. Here is the ratbackdoor.exe. This is our file running on the target system. Now we know how to create payloads. Now, there are other tools as well that we can use, but I will leave that for you to discover, since they all work pretty much the same. Great. In the next video, we're going to check out how we can make some changes on our payloads that will allow us to either bypass some of the antiviruses, or we're going to see what we can do to the payload to make our target have greater chance of executing it. See you in the next video.